What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and we've got ourselves a late night Labor Day celebration going on here. Look, I wanted to do this a little bit earlier today. Got crazy. Finally getting to paint in this room, doing all kinds of stuff, but hope you guys are enjoying this holiday weekend. Day off tomorrow. Hope you guys are all having a great night, staying safe. I know it got a little crappy out here with the weather, but hope you guys are all having a great night, and I appreciate you taking the time. If you have any questions, any comments, you're watching this later, whatever it is, you have something on your mind, please feel free to let me know. But we're going to go down tonight and talk about the NFC East, and I'm going to give a grade for the offseason moves. We're going to talk about the additions, the losses, the draft picks, take a look at the updated depth charts for each of these teams. So you're going to get all the information you need to know about the NFC East, who I feel had the best offseason, the worst, all that great stuff. But let's get into it. I'd love to hear your thoughts, though. So anything that's on your mind, please feel free. But we're going to start it off with the measly New York Giants. So we'll start off and we'll talk about the things that these teams have lost, and then we'll talk about what they've added. So Evan Ingram, they finally gave up on him, went to Jacksonville. Will Hernandez over to Arizona. Dante Pettis left for Chicago. Can't believe he's still in the league. Lorenzo Carter left for Atlanta. Colbert for New England. You've got so many. I think that was the year before. Anyway, Crossan, Austin Johnson, Jabril Peppers, J.R. Reed, Danny Shelton. So I think Jabril Peppers, that's a big one for them. So big loss in the secondary, but they've got Xavier McKinney, a young safety. So I think they're all right there. Now, that is not how it was supposed to go. I wanted to hit the additions first. So you'll see in free agency who they added. Now, just recently, they took Jack Anderson off the Eagles, claimed him onto their active roster, but they got some linemen in Mark Lewinsky from the Colts. You've got a tight end that made the team from the Niners. Richie James also made the team from the Niners. He's got some return ability. Tyrod Taylor backing up Daniel Jones. So they added some pieces. And then on defense, got a nose tackle and Justin Ellis. They got a couple corners, a couple safeties actually too, and some linemen. So they definitely stocked up in the offseason. And then in the draft, they had a lot of picks, and they went offensive and defensive line, added some weapons as well. You see that they added a plethora of picks there. So they actually had themselves a pretty decent draft, I thought. But yeah, those were all of the losses and additions for the New York Giants. But let's now take a look at their depth chart updated with their 53-man roster. I'm sure I probably missed something with the IR or PUP, but let me know if you're a fan or you know whatever is going on. Let me know. Now, you'll see the guys in red are the new additions here. So you can see that they stacked up that offensive line, a couple draft picks, free agency. So they got themselves some new players. They've got some hurt guys that aren't going to be able to play right now. So some young guys are going to have to step it up. But they've got really talented playmakers. It's just Daniel Jones is a quarterback. Bellinger should be red there. My bad. He is definitely a new pick, and he's a good pick for them. Tanner Hudson, the free agent, also should be red. I don't know what I did there. Look, this was a crazy day. I'm going to be real with you. So any mistakes I made, feel free to call it out. That's fine. But you see this offense. They've got Breida now in case anything happens to Barkley. That should be red too. I really roughing it up on this one to start it off. But let's be real here. Don't I always? So you see that this offense, if Daniel Jones can get things going, they have a lot of talented playmakers. So we'll see what they're able to do. Now on defensive side of the ball, what a great pick Kayvon Thibodeau was. And look, they're going to be running a lot of odd fronts as well, hybrid schemes, all kinds of great stuff. So they've got themselves some edge rushers, some Sam linebackers. They've got Azeez Ojulari with Thibodeau and Justin Ellis as a nose tackle there, Dexter Lawrence. So you've got a lot of guys that can really get after the quarterback. So they really bolstered that line. And then their linebackers, I think Micah McFadden, a decent pickup. But you've got some decent guys already. Tate Crowder, Cam Brown, and then Darian Beavers, unfortunately, on the IR. But that was a pick for them that was really stepping up, a later draft pick for them. And then the secondary here, Darnay Holmes, their nickel corner. But I had to have 11 starters, so this is how I did it. But Adoree Jackson, Aaron Robinson, Justin Lane was added there, Nick McLeod, Cordell Flott in the draft, Rodarius Williams on IR. But I mentioned they have McKinney and Love at safety, so they got decent safeties, and they picked up Dane Belton and Jason Pinnock, so they got some help there. still going to be intriguing to see. Still a very questionable team, but I thought they added to a lot of the places they needed to. Got a punter who can hold, and Richie James can help out in case anything happens to Slayton or they trade him. And they have a couple other guys that can help return. But that was the New York Giants, ladies and gentlemen. And I would love to hear your thoughts. How did you feel about their draft, their offseason additions, losses? Do you think that they added into the places where they lost? Let me know how you're feeling about the Giants. What is going on, my man? Tate in the building. Hope you're having a great night, dude. I myself am Beat Street McGee. Got some of this room painted. Still going to have to do the trim and the door and all this great stuff and hang everything up. But, I got some time off here. Going to try to enjoy this all day. Hope you guys are. Appreciate you taking the time tonight. Let's go Birds. Fun fact, Jihad Ward, hometown of Philadelphia. Yes, it is. So Jihad Ward from the Jaguars. Add into that edge rusher room, but they've got a lot of weapons here. They actually, really added to this room. I thought they did well this offseason, so I went ahead and gave the New York Giants a B+. And, I'm not saying that this is what their roster is as a whole because still have Daniel Jones, but I thought that they did pretty well adding, completely bolstering that offensive line, getting more pieces, getting some guys back from injury. So they had a good offseason, and yeah, so I gave him a B+ there. So let's keep it moving. Let me know your thoughts down below, how you thought the Giants did this all season. But let's get into the Commanders here. We all know what they did, but let's talk about what they lost first. Now, a big loss for them was their return man. We all remember DeAndre Carter missed that dude, but they also lost a couple linemen in Brandon Sheriff and Eric Flowers. Also on defense, Landon Collins, DeShazer Everett, Matt Ioannidis, and Tim Settle. So lost some pretty big pieces there, to be real with you. So let's talk about what they did to add to this team. And, look, the Commanders added Carson Wentz. We all know that. And I think that, look, he is a very talented quarterback. We all know that. We couldn't have made it to the Super Bowl without him. Yay, all that great stuff. But he definitely has fallen off a little bit. Let's be real. He's not the same quarterback he was. So I just think that great for him, new scenery, but he had it, pretty much set up for him there in Indianapolis. So let's see if he can take the 7-10 Commanders and try to win some more games. But, they added a couple starting guards, though. So that was pretty well for them. You got to protect Carson Wentz. He's a wild man. So we'll see if these guys can protect him. But they did add some linemen. That is nice from those guys. And they added some depth there on defense. A little Penn Stater there and Tariq Castro Fields they just got from San Francisco. But in their draft, they added Jahan Dotson, and that's a great weapon for Carson Wentz. They've already got Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel, so that's a pretty damn good receiving corp there. But they added Fedarian Mathis is actually really good. But Brian Robinson, we're all prayers up to him, man. We're all hoping that everything works out. The robbery, getting shot at, that's crazy. I hope he's all right. Percy Butler was a good pick. Sam Howell, Cole Turner making this team, Chris Paul. So they actually had a pretty good draft, I thought. And they added some pieces they really needed, a quarterback. And they added in the draft a kid, Sam Howell, that, can even push Carson Wentz. So I think, they really added to this team. So let's take a look at their depth chart here. Carson Wentz, and you've got Heineke still there, but Sam Howell, maybe he's the future. But you had Brian Robinson pushing Antonio Gibson, who was reduced to the return role. But I really think that you're going to see some real special things from, Antonio Gibson regardless. And I think when Brian Robinson comes back, he's definitely going to get some reps. But they've got McKissick still. They're passed down back. We'll see if Williams gets any run. But, that's really unfortunate. They lost Brian Robinson. That was a good pickup for them. But Jahan Dotson really adds to that room. They kept around Diami Brown, Dax Milne, and Cam Sims still. So that's crazy. But 6 receivers there. And then Logan Thomas, we'll see if he's back for week 1. John Bates. And then we talked about Cole Turner, and they also have Armani Rogers. I think he might be banged up, though. Then you have Charles Leno on the line. And then we talked about those 2 guards. They added Norwell and Turner. Roulier having to step in for Larson on the PUP list right now. And then Sam Cosmi. So added some starting linemen, a quarterback, a receiver. That's pretty good. You want to do those types of things. And then on the defensive side of the ball, no starters that they added, but they added a lot of depth there, things they needed to do. A pretty good defense. They had some struggles last year, but I think, obviously some injuries could have definitely helped them out. But regardless, I think James Smith-Williams stepping it up. I hate that he has my name, but Chase Young being out, that's going to be huge for him to have to do that. Ioannidis going, so Payne and Allen. Then you got Mathis in the draft, so that's why you were able to let him walk. But Jamin Davis, he is in his second year going to do pretty well. So they've got a pretty good defense here, added some pieces they needed to. But in the return game, without Antonio Gibson back there now, you have Dax Milne and not sure. Maybe you want to use a young guy, somebody else. But last year they had DeAndre Carter was the only person returning anything. And beyond that, they've been only using Milne. So I really don't know what the plan is there. But there you see it. And they've got Slides, the kicker, Way, Cameron Cheeseman there. But I went ahead and I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know. And I know it's late night, so probably not too many live viewers. But if you're watching this later, feel free to let me know. And don't just give me a grade while you're watching because I won't know who you're talking about. Let me know which team you're talking about. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you're watching live now, though, let me hear what you have to say. I really think that the Commanders did well, though. They added the pieces for Ron Rivera to really try to set this, team in the right direction because the front office has been slaughtering them. But I went ahead and gave them a B+ too. I thought they did pretty damn well. I'm not going to give them an A because I thought some of these things were reaches. Some of these other things, it's like, maybe a different direction. So questionable, but still did a good job, I thought, in my mind. So I went ahead, gave the Commanders a B+. Now, on to the most hated team in the world. They wish they were America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. So let's get into their offseason and some big losses for the Dallas Cowboys. So losing Lyle Collins, trading Amari Cooper, letting Blake Jarwin walk, Connor Williams gone, Cedric Wilson gone, Randy Gregory, and then their kicker, Greg Zuerlein. So they had some losses for sure, but they went out and they added some pieces. Now, James Washington starting the year on the PUP list, I do believe, Kevontae Turpin, and then Dennis Houston were some guys that actually made the team as undrafted free agents and USFL guys. So, yeah, that's who they got to replace Amari Cooper. Best of luck to him, but no doubt. Then on the defensive side of the ball, they added Anthony Barr, Dante Fowler in free agency, and then the undrafted kid Marquise Bell that we talked about. Really like that kid. So bright future for him. He made the 53-man roster. We'll see how that pans out for him. But the Cowboys had a lot of draft picks, so they didn't have to go too crazy in free agency. And I thought they did pretty well, on the offense and defensive side of the ball. Then getting themselves a receiver. I thought Tolbert was a really good pick for them. Ferguson, too. And Valesco, and a lot of these picks actually made the team and are doing well. So going to see if these young guys can step it up, but they didn't go too crazy in free agency. But let's take a look at their roster, their depth chart. Actually, you can see they kept a lot of the same pieces. Jalen Tolbert essentially takes over for Amari Cooper. Gallup probably not going to be ready the first maybe 1 or 2 weeks. We'll see, but they've got Fajoku, Brown. And then they kept 7 receivers. They've got Houston and Turpin we just talked about there, but Lamb going to be taking over there. And the running back room, they got Pollard, Dowdle, and Zeke still. So same, pretty much offense here, the same line. Added some young guys that hope to, maybe get some starting time. We'll see. But look, this is still a really good offense. We know Dak Prescott is a damn good quarterback. So we'll see if they can protect him. They can run this ball. If Zeke can get back to form or if Tony Pollard takes the job. But that's still going to be a top offense, and it's going to put up a lot of points. So got to hope to be able to stop it. But they added Tolbert, then some younger kids instead of Cooper. And I don't think that's necessarily a horrible thing. But then that defense, I thought there were a lot of question marks about the defense. They were improved for sure. I will say that. But I'm not sure. They kind of look like they're switching 2, 3, 4, but so I threw a nose tackle in there, but whatever. So I just threw in a couple defensive ends, nose tackle, D tackle. But you can see here they added Sam Williams in the draft and Ridgeway, added Fowler in free agency. Clark was in the draft, but he's on IR right now. But they did try to add some pieces there. I didn't think they did too great. Van Der Esch definitely fell off. They're hoping that Cox can step it up this year. Micah Parsons is a freak of nature. Added Anthony Barr. I'm sure once he's healthy, they'll figure out a way to use him. That secondary, Diggs, very overrated in my opinion. He is good. I think some people underrate him. They just hate him. He is decent, but he gets burnt all the time. But he's a playmaker. We'll see if he gets any, improvement here in his game. But Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, Hooker and Curse, if they stay healthy, that's a good safety combo. So they did it all right there, but I thought they lost a lot and didn't necessarily add to all the pieces that they lost. They don't have a kicker either, so that's a little concerning. I know as the Eagles are looking for, a return man, we could at least throw someone back there. Kicker, a little bit more important. So we'll see what they decide to do there. But you see there, Anger, McQuaid's still there. They came over with the Rams coordinator, Fossil. Pollard back there. Not sure they'll use Lamb too much anymore, but you've got Tolbert, Dowdle, and Turpin. So we'll see what route they decide to go there. But I thought the Cowboys had a decent offseason. They got good players for sure, but I thought they lost a lot and didn't do enough to really add to it. It kind of seemed like Jerry Jones just didn't really care, and you see the injury now. Tyron Smith, I really think, we'll see if he gets put on IR, what's going down with him, or he is on IR, whatever. I don't think I had him there, but I think he really obviously has done this almost every year, and they weren't prepared. So that's a huge blow for them. And then the same, with James Washington being banged up. So for me, I'm giving the Cowboys a C+. And they're still going to be, contender for this division. I'm not saying that. I just thought they really messed up in a lot of places, and that's just Jerry Jones fashion. So F the Cowboys, you love to see it. Now let's get on to the best team in the NFC East, the Philadelphia Eagles. And, we've been talking about this all season, what we needed to do, how we went out and did that, and then some. So I'm pretty excited about this all season. Let's take a look at what the Eagles, the overhaul we've had here. So lost a lot of players. We talked about Anderson earlier. Got rid of Arcega-Whiteside. Brandon Brooks retired. Nate Erbig gone to the Jets. Howard still a free agent. Rager traded to the Vikings. Greg Ward on IR, but he will be released when he is healthy. Then on the defensive side of the ball, got rid of Avery, Kerrigan, Steven Nelson, Ridgeway, Singleton, and some of the other guys that were starters are now on the practice squad. So quite the overhaul here, ladies and gentlemen. Then when it came to the additions, oh my God, Howie Roseman, you son of a bitch. Now on offense, I did include Devin Allen. Wasn't undrafted free agent. He was just a free agent and hasn't played in 6 years, but he could still make this roster. A very intriguing kid, Olympian. I didn't add guys like Covey and Kane, but yes, they were added, but they're on the practice squad. So I tried not to get too many practice squad people or anything like that, but threw Allen on there. Ian Book, A.J. Brown, Zach Pascal, Trey Sermon, Josh Sills on the offense. And this offense was rolling. We just need Hurts to continue developing and, Sirianni to continue developing as a coach as well as Steichen. And I think things are going to do just fine. But we added a stud in A.J. Brown and Zach Pascal. We'll see if we can find something in Sermon. Sills has a bright future. So really love what we did on offense, but on defense, boy, did we need an overhaul. And in this offseason, we did it. So an undrafted kid in Blankenship made the team. You had Bradbury, trade for Gardner-Johnson, another undrafted kid in Job, Hassan Reddick, and Kaiser White. Holy hell. What a free agency. Look, the free agents that we picked up, you love to see every one of them. Great job, Howie. And this draft, another year of a great draft. Jordan Davis, Cam Jurgens, Nakobe Dean, Kyron Johnson, and Grant Calcaterra all made this roster, all going to have important roles going forward. So very excited to see that. So let's take a gander at the Eagles depth chart now, and we will start with the offense, of course. So, what the hell? So you see here in gray, those will be the players that are new. Look, I'm very excited about this. The one starter, A.J. Brown, and we talked about, Zach Pascal going to be like 3A, 3B with Quez Watkins. And Grant Calcaterra playing that F-type tight end role. He's going to see a lot of snaps. So I really am excited about this offense. I think we'll be the number one rushing attack again. We could definitely be in the top 3, best line in the game. And, we want to open up the playbook and pass the ball more, though. So we'll see what kind of team this really is. But that we're predominantly going to run it down their throats, and I love every second of it. So you see this offense, very excited about it. Hope we stay healthy. This defense is what was overhauled here. You see 5 new starters there. Cannot wait to see what this defense looks like. We talked about last year lacking personnel. Quite the improvements here. So, yes. If you guys missed that breakdown the other day, we talked about with C.J. Gardner-Johnson here what the multiple schemes look like. Go check that out. You can see how these guys fit when it's 4-3, 3-4, if that's what you're thinking. But just think of it as odd and even because these guys are so versatile. You're moving under, over. You got Oki going on. You have so many different things. I love this defense. I'm very excited about the future, but look at what they were able to do. And then a couple undrafted free agents here on defense, and Job and Blankenship in the secondary. Dean, what a steal. He was the steal of the draft. Gardner-Johnson, excited about. Jordan Davis, what a huge pickup that was, literally. Cannot wait to see him just dominate as that dude, just monster one. That dude, he's going to allow us to play two-gap schemes, playing that one technique, the zero technique. I love every second of what the Eagles did. And then, of course, the special teams. We don't know who the hell is going to be the return man. Maybe we bring up Covey on game days. Wouldn't be against it. We'll see how he does. But you got guys like Pascal Watkins, Gainwell Scott. Guys like Job can maybe do it. A guy like LaMichael Pirine on the practice squad, maybe he makes his way up. We shall see who wants to find their way as the return man here, but big question mark there. So that was the Philadelphia Eagles offseason. Now let me know how you have them graded, but for me, that's an A+, Howie Roseman. So great job, Howie. Keep up the great work. I cannot believe he just made that trade the other day. Continues to just blow us all away, but I love every second of it. But that's all of the information I have for you tonight, everybody. I hope you're all enjoying your holiday weekend, staying safe. Hopefully you have some good plans, or you're just relaxing tomorrow, whatever it is. But stay safe out there. Enjoy your time. If you guys need anything, you can always reach out to me, whether you want to talk about the birds, you want to talk about life, whatever it is. I truly appreciate you, whether you're watching this live right now or watching it later. Thank you so much. And as I said, if you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on. Truly appreciate all of your support. This bad boy is growing and you love to see it. So thank you so much, guys, and enjoy your Labor Day. I'll be back Tuesday. We'll be going behind enemy lines and talking about the Philadelphia Eagles opponent, the Detroit Lions. We'll be getting to know every position, talking about them, what to expect. I'm pretty damn excited about it, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you're excited too. I'll see you on Tuesday. But if you need anything in that time, please feel free to reach out. Love to talk to you guys. You need a friend or whatever it is. Always here for you guys. You're always here for me. So I try my best. But I appreciate all of you tuning in tonight. I'm Jimmy Smith. This is On the Road to Victory. Until next time, you stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!